welcome to You Multicultural Channel. I'm Jocelyn Gilbert, and today at the Newcomer Network, we are going to be talking with one of the 100 most powerful Arab women. And she's Nermin Sa'd. Hi, Nermin.
Hi, thank you very much for having me here. I'm really glad, and it's a pleasure to be with you, maybe the third time or the fourth time. It's like a pleasure talking to you all the time.
We had the opportunity to connect a few times.
Yes.
And when I heard your story, I was impacted. You are an example of power.
Oh.
And we are now in Women's Month, March, and I said, I have to bring Nermin here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
But many people don't know about you, so I would like you to talk a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so again, my name is Nermin Sa'd. I am basically by profession, I'm a mechanical engineer, but I have multiple degrees in engineering from Canada and from outside Canada. I'm basically from Jordan, but I'm here in Canada for more than 7 years now. I worked in many sectors, not only in the engineer. I worked in the business. I worked as an entrepreneur. I am a serial entrepreneur. I started 2 businesses in my home country, and now I'm starting my 3rd one here in Canada. I worked in 2 businesses for now, in 2 jobs here in Canada, very successful experiences, introducing myself to the new culture and know more about the Canadian culture and how they work. I won, because of my businesses, I really did a great job that benefited my people and the environment that I was living in, and I have won multiple international awards because of that. I have been covered by many reputed communication channels such as The Guardian, The Huffington Post. I patented one of my inventions. I did lots of good things in my life, which I would love to inspire the new generation. For anyone who wants to do something, I have one word, just to start, and everything will come on the go.
And how does that feel to be one of the 100 most powerful Arab women?
It's a great feeling, but it's good to do the things the right way. It's like a reward of doing the great things. I didn't think that I will be one of the listed women, but I did really great job, and I was selected because of the great job. So this is another lesson. Just do great job, and you will be highlighted somehow. If it is the thing that you want to be highlighted, just do the good job and you will be highlighted somewhere. Because everyone doing anything, but to do it professionally and do it to the next and take it to the next level, it is something that not everyone is doing. This what elevates you over the others. It's the professionalism. It is how you do the great things in your own way, in a very different way. The world is full of identical people, so it's good to be different. It's good to do it in a different way, and this is what will highlight you and make you like a more colorful than the others. And this is what will, it will just like you will be shown at the end, right?
So what did you do different?
So, okay, let's start with my first business. So I was living in a country, mentioning 4 countries. On that country at that day, it's not my home country. I was living in another country where my husband was working. And in that country at that time, now everything changed, but at that time, women was not allowed to work, to be engineers at the beginning, right? And then, so basically, I was as an engineer, I was not allowed to work as an engineer, and not mentioning mechanical engineer, which is almost 100 more, which is almost 100% male dominant field. So I was not allowed to work at all. But I'm a fighter, and I have, I was very successful in my university degree, and I was full of energy. I just want to do something. So luckily, my husband is also a mechanical engineer. So I started doing things like helping him in whatever he's doing it at home, trying to do things step by step. So I was practicing entrepreneurship without knowing that I am an entrepreneur. So, and then I knew many people, many engineers in that country that are facing the same problem. They are engineers full of energy, they want to work, but they didn't have the chance to do it, right? So we started to collect each other, and we started a new business that's called Handasiyat, which is women in engineering. that perform engineering stuff, right? And we started to do like a freelancing engineering for many companies on that country with the help of many, let's say supportive male engineers who just started to outsource us to do lots of things. And day by day, we were even overwhelmed with work. There is lots of work that we can do and that it will take lots of their loads, right? And then I started this business. At the beginning, there was lots of, let's say, fighting back, male. They want to be always the dominant people, right? And then, but I stand because I didn't do anything wrong. I'm just practicing whatever I know. This was at the beginning, and by less than 6 years, I was awarded by that country to be one of the best ideas that was implemented. And I started to open engineering faculties for women. And now you're going to go to that country and you're going to find many engineers, maybe not mechanical women engineers, because mechanical is still a little bit of a male field, lots of engineers from that company, right? From that country, right? And that's why I was listed as one of the 100 most powerful women, because I started something that no one thought about. It was not against the law. And everyone accepted it because it was legitimate, right? It's just do it. You have to ask me why mechanical engineer.
I wanted to ask you that, but I want to just to paraphrase something.
Yeah.
That country that closed the doors for you was the same country that recognized you to be one of the 100 most powerful Arab women?
So basically, no. I was recognized as the 100 most powerful Arab women by Forbes.
Oh.
And by the Arabian Business, which is, the big names in the business field. But that country awarded me as one of the best ideas that was implemented. Okay. So once I implemented this idea in that country, Forbes, I was recognized, highlighted by Forbes. Okay, this is great what's happening here. So they have selected me as one of the 100, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now, why that field? Why that profession?
Because I wanted to be like my father. He's a mechanical engineer, and I just wanted to be like my father. So I went to that field. I fought with men. I was the only woman within maybe more than 65 male mechanical engineers, and it felt good. Yeah, I can do it.
So you were very successful there.
Yes, very successful in my home country. My home country, not the country that I was living in, my home country, they are very well open-minded. I was telling you, we have women engineers in my country, maybe more than women engineers in whole Canada. We are very highly educated people. We have very high professional standards. It was nothing to do with my country. That's why I came to Canada. I came to Canada because my boys, I have 3 boys, and they wanted to study in Canada. So I said, okay, I'm very attached to my boys, by the way. This is a secret. And I said, okay, they're going to come to Canada, then let's move together to there. And I love traveling, by the way. I have traveled for more than 20 countries so far and more than 50 cities. So traveling is something built in my DNA. And I said, okay, new environment, new culture, let's go. And we are having fun in here.
Was it hard to find a job in here?
No.
In your area?
No, actually, no, I didn't, because there is, let's say, less competition in the engineering field, so I didn't find that much. I came in the COVID period of time, and everything was locked. So, and it was lucky for me because it was the thing for me to go and proceed with my engineering certificates. So I got 2 other engineering certificates from Canada while everything is locked down. So once everything opened, this lady, a newcomer with multiple engineering degrees, some of them are accredited from Canadian university, and it was easy for me to find job.
Oh, yeah. So you took some programs?
Yes, I do multiple programs here in Canada. I did another mechanical higher diploma from University of Manitoba, and now I'm proceeding my PEM, which is Building Information Technology, modeling in University of Manitoba as well, yeah.
Wow. And what happened after you completed that programs?
So I applied for, the first one was a co-op, because part of the program that I have is started at the University of Manitoba, you have to have a co-op, and I was super lucky to work one of the most, let's say, amazing employers in the whole world, Rob Ranson. He is the CEO of Windshield, if you know Windshield. Mm-hmm. It's an amazing company here in Canada. And I had a really good experience working with him. He exposed me to the Canadian culture and the Canadian ecosystem, how this works, and it was really good experience. Once I completed my co-op with him, I got another certificate, and then I worked at North Forge. North Forge is an incubator here in Canada, and I was lucky to work with Joelle Foster. She's an amazing person. She was really great with me at all levels, and yeah. And then I completed lots of. I worked with them. It was a very successful, let's say, experience for me in there. I have worked in multiple programs. I was the director of programming and global initiatives. And yeah, I worked with more than, I don't know what is the number, hundreds of startups in Canada and internationally who wants to come to Canada. It was really great experience for me to work here in Canada, yeah.
Wow. If you could go back in time,
Yeah.
would you come to Canada?
Of course. It was really positive experience. Of course, yeah, it's a positive experience. Different perspective. But me, myself, I was a different perspective. That's why they enjoyed working with me, because I brought, I brought different, fresh eyes to everything, right? And it was always nice to discuss with them. I'm bringing something really great, really new from them, and they have really great things, and we merge it together, and we ended up with having great programs, great perspective. So it was really great. Yeah, I would do it again, of course.
Do you think you found challenges during the first years?
Okay, so of course there's always challenges. Coming to a different culture, coming to a different community, it's always, if you move from one house to another house, you may have some conflicts with your neighbors, new neighbors, right? So what about if you're coming from a total different culture? But it depends on, but this shows, how much a professional you are and how much you can, control your culture, your reactions, your whatever you bring from your home country, how much you can control them, how much you can put them in that cast that will fit in the new environment. This will differentiate you from other maybe newcomers, something like that, right? I can see that there are some newcomers that they didn't fit in the space in less than a few months and something like that. And this is, again, maybe my age, my experience, my personality, I don't know what is it. But yeah, of course, there was always challenges. And I always would love to talk about many of these challenges just to reflect how we as newcomers should work and how the other side have to react toward our, perspectives, right? So for example, let's talk about a very, let's say, sensitive topic. And you can cut it if it's not something that does not fit your program, which is discrimination. So discrimination and racism, okay? It is, I can see and I can feel it. It is like that topic that everyone has to pretend we are anti-racism, we are anti-discriminating, right? But it's there. And no one wants to talk about it, right? So I believe that there should be some programs that will be provided not only for newcomers, but also for old comers and the people who are still in this country, how racism looks like and how it affects you, them, and the environment and the whole culture of Canada, right? So Canada is well known to be multicultural, right? It's an immigrant-based business, right? Country. If you are not Indigenous, you are an immigrant, by the way. This is one of the very best speeches I have ever heard in one of the seminars that I have attended. So we have to talk about discrimination and racism in a very, loud voices so that people hear what is this and how we feel toward it. If something that you have said for me, for you, it's normal. No, it's not normal. Listen, I'm coming from a different culture. This word means this and this and that. So I taught in a college. It was a UK college in Saudi Arabia. It was Oxford College, and it was only for women, Saudi women. And I was teaching something called GMT, guest management techniques, something like that. So how you gonna treat your guest, which is newcomers here in Canada, right? Mm-hmm. The first thing that you have to study the new country that you are coming, and the people who are inviting you or hosting you has to study your country, right? Mm-hmm. So let me tell you something. In some countries, such as, for example, Thailand, mm-hmm. you can't wear green, for example. I think it's Thailand, don't want the name. I think it's Thailand. Green. Green means that you are, doing like bad things. Mm-hmm. So for example, wear green. This. So can you imagine if I go with green? no one will even hire me. So I have to teach myself about that country, how they work, and they have also to know more about my religion, my culture. I'm Muslim, for example. I don't reveal. So we have to be more open-minded toward each other if we're gonna name Canada as a multicultural country, right?
Yeah. Can you share with us an example?
Yeah, of course.
Of someone who has experienced racism here?
Yeah, of course. So in one businesses that I was in, I can see, I'm not going to mention names or anything, but I'm telling you that there was lots of racism actions that was implemented on one of our employees, of one of our colleagues. And it was very obvious, okay? But she was, let's say, weak enough, or let's say, scared, because she's a newcomer. She was scared what to say, what to do. But I know that she spent years, days, no, not years. She didn't stay years, days, just on tears because of racism, discrimination, and this was not right. And then I was one of, let's say, people who wrote a very strong, very strong email to the CEO. Okay, this is what is happening, and this is what we have faced on a discrimination basis, on a racism basis, and this is not okay. To leave a person on tears for days just because one person felt that they are more powerful. You are not more powerful, by the way. You are immigrants, just like me, right? You just came before me, that's it, right? So we have to speak at it, for me, we have to speak about it in a louder voice. That's what I'm telling you. And after that email, guess what? The racism actions, I'm not gonna say ended completely, but they are diminished a lot. They are minimized a lot because someone highlighted. That person needed someone to sit with them and tell them, guess what? This is racism. This is discrimination, and you cannot do this, okay? There's lots of incident that happens. Another incident, for example, another employee who accused one of new immigrants who comes to Canada by paying, for example, stolen money or something like that. Again, we have raised this. This is not acceptable. You can't do that in any way to your colleagues, and this is part of the racism and the discrimination. And it was the word was very clear. They are from this country.
Oh.
And they are, well, this is not acceptable. So someone has to highlight these words. Someone has to highlight these actions. So this will be stopped, because at the end, we all want to work in a healthy environment, right? We want to work in a very peaceful culture, right? Other than that, we're going to hide in our houses, closed, and the country will lose lots of, great minds, professional people locked in their houses just to avoid things that the other side does not even recognize that they have, that they are doing something bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you consider yourself a successful woman in Canada?
Yes, a very successful woman, because I can do it easily. I can address the wrong and the right easily. I can speak loud the wrong. I can speak loud the right. I give credits. I take credits. I can ask for the credits for myself. I simply, if I know that my value is beyond this level, okay, my value is beyond. So I can speak myself. I know my value, and this is one of the things that women in general has to learn. You have to know your value, what you are adding to the seat, even if it's a party. What you're adding to the party. Are you glowing? Are you adding a new feature? Are you adding a new dress? What you're adding? So what about if we're talking about business or work, right? So I feel that I am a successful woman, and I can be more successful if I wish, but you have to believe in yourself, because I believe that I have all the skills, I have everything that is needed to be successful in any place that I am in. So yeah, I believe that I am a successful woman.
Yeah. And sometimes many women know what they can bring to the table. They know they have the skills.
Yes.
But they don't show it.
They don't show it. Some of them, they don't show it. Some of them, they undergrade themselves.
Also.
And this is something that we have always talked about. Don't undermine yourself. If you don't degrade yourself, no one will grade you, right? So you have, and people feel it, by the way. They can feel it. If you come with confidence in the table. So in one of the interviews that I get, I knew that I will be hired from the first half minute. Okay, I'm hired. And I was like,
You're
okay.
very confident.
Exactly. Because you bring it to the table. You bring your value to the table. If you come with a shyness and sort of smiles and, okay, they're going to get it. Okay, she's super stressed. She is not confident that much. You bring it to the table and people will feel it and it will be reflected. So what is in will go out easily, right? So yeah, I think women needs lots of, webinars, lots of, training, lots of discussions around what's your value and how to show it the right way, the right time, and the right place.
Have someone mentioned that you are intimidating? And I asked you that question because you're bubbly, active, you speak the good, the bad,
Yeah.
the ugly,
Yeah.
the beautiful, but I have heard that sometimes people feel intimidated with these kinds of women. Have you heard that before?
Well, I didn't hear it because maybe people are not that much brave to tell me in the face. Yeah, some people are afraid of me. I don't know why. But
I do.
I'm sorry if I make you feel bad. No. But I have a rule. If you're not doing something wrong, if you are not hurting someone else, then you are on the safe side. If you are doing something bad for me, for example, let's say that you have said that word about me, anything that is hurting my feelings. I'm not going to say anything else. Okay, now you're hurting my feelings, okay? Replying to you is my right. Talking about you, it's not gossiping, it's my right, because I was hurt. Raising an email against you is my right, because you hurt me, right? Talking about this on public is my right, right? But if you said nothing, but someone told me that Jocelyn said this and that about you, it's not my right to judge you. It's not my right to say anything because I didn't hear it directly from you. I was not affected, right? You did it, someone told, but I have the right to come to you. Okay,
And ask.
this exactly. So again, it's about value. I know my value and I know my boundaries and I know the red lines. I never cross red lines, but I don't also allow anyone to cross lines. To cross my own lines, the red lines, right? So again, it's about the value. I know my value and I always respect my values and always protect my values.
Has this at some point affected your relationship here with someone, for example? Because in here, the communication is not too direct.
Yeah.
And people are going very soft. For example, it's very common in my country to say, okay, this is wrong. I don't hear that. Okay, this is good. What if we change this? Like, sometimes it's very hard to understand. Or amazing, interesting. But interesting doesn't mean
Yes,
it's interesting. It means, no, it's not.
Yeah, you're right. It is what they call in the Canadian culture the sandwiching the fact. You say good word and then you say the bad and then you say good.
Yeah.
So you forget the bad because it was, it was bounded by too good. So of course there are some people who avoided me because I'm so direct. But again, it's the value and what you bring to the table. I was very clear in any environment that I am a direct person. If there is something wrong, I'm going to say it's wrong. Don't take me in a bad intention. I have no intention to humiliate anyone, to degrade anyone. I just say facts. This is what happened, and that's what. So yeah, it affected some of my relationships with one or maybe two of my friends. But I know of my colleagues, sorry, they are not my friends, but I know that it was super appreciated by the majority of the people that I worked. Because they knew if they want an honest opinion, it's Nermin to go to. If they want an honest, let's say, advice or help or, consultation, it's going to be Nermin. I will never sandwich the wrong things between, two good things, right? But of course, but again, for everything you have to pay a price, right? You cannot, and by the way, to be hated is a healthy personality. To be loved by everyone, this is not healthy, by the way. You have to be very careful. If everyone loves you, if everyone looks on you in a very positive, okay, most of them are lying. It's not healthy. And to be hated by everyone is also unhealthy, right? There's something really big for that. So to be hated and be loved is the super healthy personality, and I'm happy to be healthy enough to have both sides of people.
And when everybody likes you, maybe you're doing something to make them happy and you're not being happy.
Exactly.
To please everyone.
Exactly.
People are taking advantage of you.
Yes. And if you are pleasing everyone, by the way, you are not there. So basically, it's a fake personality because I cannot see what you are. You are pleasing me and you're pleasing her. You're doing what I want and you are doing what she wants. So what you are, I don't know what you are. So you are faking your personality just to please everyone, right? So yeah, word is so difficult.
Nermin, when we talk about Arabs, it's very general. Not all Arabs are the same.
Yeah.
But for you, what does an Arab woman means to you in Canada?
Arab woman is a very honest person. The Arab woman is a very devoted to the family, to the friends. Arab woman is a very generous personality. We are well known by being generous. Is a very generous woman, a highly educated. We spend too much money on the education from the government side, from the family side. Arab women, again, highly educated, very professional people. We are very peaceful, but we are very strong. So I'm peaceful, but I will never let my rights to go anywhere. Everything has to be on place, right? Arab woman is very, let's say, polite people in the right way, right? Polite, but not faking. We are polite. We say whatever we want, but with a respectful and polite way. So Arab people are very nice people to work with, to be neighbor with, to deal with. We are very social. Again, me and you are coming from collectivistic cultures where we believe in the family, we believe in the culture, we believe in the community, right? Maybe unlike some other countries, which is individualistic, they are only think about themselves, so they are very self-centered. This is one of the things that we were started to talk about in the beginning. You have to understand the new culture that you're coming. So I studied one of the amazing books that were created about that called, he's a chemical engineer from France, he's called Guy Laroche, and he was explaining how different cultures will react and will feel when they come to Canada. So Canada, the people who came earlier, let's say the European people and the like, they are very individualistic people, but we are, collectivistic. So we come, we want to hug, they want, no, please, just like stay away. So we have to understand this, right? Again, it's all about understanding the new culture, understanding your values, their values. Don't surrender your values, but you cannot impose your values on the other people. It's about how we merge, values together so that we end up with a healthy, happy society.
Yeah, and I have another question. When you mention the Arab women, and what about those ones who don't have the profession background that you have, and they experience other challenges?
Yeah. So, okay, again, it's not dedicated only for the Arab women. In any culture, you're going to find some people who are highly educated and some people are not, right? In general, Arab women or the Arab culture, we are wealthy people. If we don't have like cash, we're going to have it like lands. If we don't have lands, we have businesses. So in general, we are wealthy in the, let's say, the standards we have. We all have like some kind of wealth that will compensate. If you don't have a profession, then your wealth will have it.
Oh, okay.
And we have also the family thing, that the man is the one who is responsible for the baby. I don't pay anything. I have money, but my husband pays everything. And this is very well common in the Arab culture. The woman does not pay anything. So if we work for ourselves, and the money is ours. And it's a very shame on a man to take anything from the woman. It's a culture. It's a culture. So that's why the woman, even if she does not study, she don't feel that she needs to study. Because, okay, you're going to pay, and I will have fun, right? So again, it's a cultural thing, but from the new generation and then the new, mindset, everyone is almost study. So for example, in my country, it's like less than 0.5% of the population is 0.5% only, they are not studying. Everyone, because it's a mandate by the government that everyone has to have at least the high school. This is at least. So yeah, we are, yeah.
And things work different here.
Yeah.
So I wonder, is it still the same here? I know you mentioned you don't pay anything, but did you make any changes in your life when you moved here?
So we come with our mentality. So even if I want, my husband will never allow me. He will never accept.
Oh.
Because he comes by himself, he came with these values, it is built in. It's the same as if a pair of Canadian comes to my country. She will pay and he will pay. We may keep telling her, don't pay. It's his responsibility.
No, but some people change.
Yeah, some people change, yeah, but she maybe will defend, no, I am his partner. Again, it's a culture. It's about respecting each other. So when I come to Canada, answering your question directly, nothing changed. Not only me, all the other Arabs, because something that came with us. The man is the one who has to spend the money on the family. Women work. If the woman wants to work, she works for her own expenses, for her own self. It's shame on the man if he takes anything from the woman. It's a culture thing, nothing, no more, no less.
Yeah.
And it's not about who's better and who's,
yeah,
bad.
it's just culture. That's
exactly. We are different. Yeah, we are different this way, not this way. So
okay.
Yeah.
So no changes in this aspect.
No.
What about other other aspects that you would say? I had to change this. We had to do this different than what we did before.
Actually, I think that Canada is a flexible country where there was nothing really forced on us that we have to change whatever we came with. It's very flexible. I didn't feel that there is something like I was mandated to do in order to fit in the country. I can't recall anything. It's a really flexible country. And no, I feel that I am practicing my religion, my culture, and everything peacefully and comfortably in here. Yeah, and even my boys, I don't feel that they have any issues. No one came with, oh, my mom. Guess what? They are all just like fitting. I think it's a nice country for a family, and that's why I have chosen Canada over other countries that I was allowed to go to, because it was well known by being a family-friendly country.
And the friendly Manitoba. We're in Manitoba.
Exactly.
Yeah. What are some things that you think would help women who, because we mentioned that before, who have the skills, but they underestimate themselves? They say, I can't.
Yeah. So I'm going to go to my first point. Please know your value. Please know your value. Speak it up. You're bringing something new to the table. Don't be ashamed of anything that is related to your personality or your culture. For example, one of the things that I heard, and some people tried to, let's say, put me in, which is the language. Okay, I'm not a native language speaker. But guess what? I don't have to be. I have my own language. Why do I have to be native English speaker? But my broken language means that I know at least one more language than you, which is an added value for me, right? And I know 4. So again, be brave. Don't be discriminated or feel discriminated because you have a broken language, or you don't dress like them, or you don't speak like them, or maybe not act like them. You're bringing something new. So always be confident that whatever you're bringing is going to be valued. And again, you have to be very selective. And to be, again, when I know your value, again, know exactly how much your value is. Don't overestimate yourself, and don't, undermine. Because I've seen this as well. Some people who are putting themselves in a bigger caste, and now they are lost in the nowhere, right? And I see the other side, that we most see that people are undermining themselves, and now they are locked in their houses. So my advice for them, just like, please know your value. Improve yourself if there's an opportunity to improve. If you feel that my English is not good, okay, great. There's lots of free courses. Just go and take courses and improve it, right? There's also many multicultural organizations that could accept you even with your broken language. There are some organizations that want you with your second or third language to work with, even with the government, by the way. I've seen lots of government positions that ask you to be native, for example, in Spanish or whatever the other language is. So yeah, so just know your value, improve yourself, improve your skills, be brave, go outside and test it. It may work, it may not work. And guess what? If it didn't work, it's not the end of the world, right? But if you came to Canada, please don't lock yourself. There is lots of opportunities in this country. There is lots of flexibility to work in this country. People outside are really friendly. I admit, Canadian people are very nice. They are very kind people. Just go and deal with them. And if there is anything wrong, just like be as brave as possible to talk about it, and then adapt so that everyone will be happy at the end, right?
I always ask about community building. And I would like to hear from you. Do you think building a community, it's challenging here, or it's easy?
Well,
was it for you?
Yeah. So I think communities are already built because I can see, for example, the Hispanic people are together, the Arab people are together. I can see it. It is already built. So I don't think it's a challenge. Again, Canada is a multicultural country, and they are really supporting this. So, for example, Wab Kanu, the premier, we see him in the mosque. Maybe every couple of weeks, he always visit the mosque and in the Waverly Street, and he's always, so there's support from the government regarding having communities. But I wanted to highlight something, which is in some, let's say, some nationalities, no mentioning names, so some nationalities, they are too much in their communities so that they no more can deal with the others. And this is one of the bad effects of having too much of community-based relationships.
Yeah.
So even their language, it will never improve because they will keep talking in the same accent and the same language. So they go out, they cannot. So it's good to have a community, but it's also good to connect this community to outsides, and then you have. So I don't believe it's a challenge in any way. Everyone has a. Do you have any challenge in here? Do you have?
I didn't,
Okay.
but I have a personality.
Okay, got you.
But as you mentioned, some people just create their own islands for many reasons. You know, maybe the language, feel ashamed.
Yeah.
They don't know how to react with other people from other countries or cultures. And yeah, I always like to ask that question. And your answer is very common. And yeah, I think there are so many different islands within the community, but we have the support. For example, the Latino community, when we have events, we have the MLAs, we have, you know, different government, people in government that attend and support us.
Yeah.
So we have that. But I think it's on us, not on the government.
It's on us, right? But it's good to have the support of the government as well, right? We cannot do it if we are not supported, right? If we are thought about doing our own community, then it will be hard on us, right? There's something else I want to highlight about the community. And again, it's not about us coming from, you know, from the other countries, even people in Canada themselves. And this is something that I have seen. So for example, you go to some kind of a profession, and you're going to find them all from the same nationality. If you go to the root, you're going to find that the HR from the same nationality. And this is one of the bad effects of having, you know, these, you know, very devoted communities. So for example, one of the jobs I really wanted to support in that community. And I really want to support it on that field because I have really good experience. So unfortunately, I didn't apply because I was outside the country. And I said, okay, if I came to Canada and it's still open, I will. And unfortunately, it was closed. I just kept looking who's going to be hired. So it ends up that the CEO was from this specific country, and the position was from the same country. And this is very bad because we started to see this very often. I've started to see this because I'm very detail oriented and I always link things together. So this is one of the bad things of having, you know, very devoted communities to each other, because at the end, if we're talking about the job posting and the hiring, everything has to be according to the qualifications, right? Not to the community. So again, everything has its own good sides and the bad sides, and I believe this is one of the bad sides of the having very devoted communities inside the bigger community.
Yeah, and there's no growing opportunities because we all have the same values, the same thoughts, the same way to problem solve, and
exactly, right? So there's no new perspective is coming to the table, right? So you're talking about the same, you're all in the same loop, and so I agree with you, but
I have noticed that.
Yeah, right?
You go somewhere and everybody working there is from the same community.
Yes. Now there is some professions at the full profession. Oh my God, they are all the same people. Why?
Yeah.
And now it's because of the HR. You know, again, so we have to be balanced.
I have been knowing an organization for many years, and in a period of time, everybody was from the same country, and 2 or 3 years later, I went back and everybody from a different country, but most of them from the same. And Yeah, that has to be with the hiring process, with the CEOs, with the leadership.
Yes, someone has to highlight it. It has to be
Yeah.
highlighted.
And I'm glad you mentioned that because we have never talked about it in
Yeah.
this program. I know you said know your value to the women, but is there something you would like to say to the immigrant community or newcomer? I am an immigrant. I will always be an immigrant. But is there something you would like to share with our audience today other than the story? And
Yeah, of course. Canada, again, it's a family-friendly country. Canada is a very, positive and flexible country to be in, but it's a regulated country, which is I respect. So many of the profession that we do in our countries freely, here it's regulated. So as a newcomer coming to Canada, I'm not going to say immigrants, a newcomer coming to Canada, you have two options. Either you go to the bureaucratic, step by step, how Canada will, for example, I'm talking about myself, I'm an engineer. So when I came to Canada, I went to the step by step, how I'm gonna license my engineering profession because I was not allowed to work as an engineer without licensing. And I followed the steps and now I am licensed engineer and I can work as an engineer. So this is a step. This is the first route for you. You go to UC profession and go and see if it's regulated. If yes, then go step by step, and then it will take you some time, but it is really rewarding later on. The other side is that, okay, you have, for example, I'm an engineer. I don't want to license for many reasons. I don't have time. I don't have money, whatever. You have an engineer. Okay, your engineering is here, right? Don't work as an engineer because you're not allowed. But you are allowed to apply your engineering concepts on a business. Go open a business that will apply your own engineering, perspective and all the things that you know as an engineer on a business. So either open a business or license yourself, but find for yourself a revenue stream that will make you living lastly in a more comfortable way in Canada. But don't stay at home a lot unless you have small children. This is my advice. Don't leave your children.
Yeah, and also sometimes people find survival jobs and they stay there forever and never get out of their comfort zone.
And this is one of the biggest mistake for the highly professional people. Again, I'm sorry, and I've seen it a lot. People with multiple, doctor degrees and they start, okay, I'm gonna go with a transition position. I know one of them, oh my God, she has a multiple, PhDs and lots of amazing things that she's doing, but she didn't have the time because, life is fast and she has kids. So she took a very simple work. She was working with one of the stores and just like arranging vegetables and fruits. And she said, no, I just started this just for the couple of months. Now she's 7 years doing the same thing because she didn't spend 7 months licensing whatever she's trying to do. So please don't undermine your certificate or your profession. Always go to the right place that will, evaluate and value your own value. So yeah, this is a good point. Yeah, good point. I've seen this a lot. And this is one of the things that I have raised when one of the programs that I was running at North Forge is the Startup Visa program. It's an immigration program. And I was going to and I went to many of these seminars with the government about immigrants. And I was talking about about the bureaucratic around licensing and how many professional people are undermined. So I put it there in one sentence. Please, let us stop in 1 year, in the coming future years, where I went in an Uber and then I don't find that Uber is a doctor or the Uber driver is an engineer. Please, let's stop this. Engineer has to be in the engineering field. Find a way, an easier way for them to be as an engineers. For example, the healthcare system in Canada is very deficient. They have lots of deficiency in that, and we have lots of doctors. Just facilitate this. This is one example, right? Yeah. So please don't undermine or don't undergrade your profession, don't undermine or undergrade your certificates. Always work toward having your own value in this country because there's opportunities. All the time there's an opportunities.
Yeah. And we're gonna have another episode to talk about regulated professions.
Oh, yes.
So thank you, Nermin. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for this wonderful time. I wish you all the best in all your projects.
Thank you.
And I'm there for you. And feel free just to reach out whenever you need.
Thank you very much for having me. I really enjoy it. It was really interesting to be in here, and it's my pleasure to talk to everyone. Thank you.
This is You Multicultural Channel, the Newcomer Network, and we will always be very happy to bring amazing guests as Nermin. And see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.